is .com. And you can, of course, find out more about our latest updates and about our projects. But here I'm going to show you the reading room. You click on reading room to enter it, or you can type in the URL read.84000.co, learning from Amazon. So this opens up the lobby page of the reading room. Right on top, you see the latest translations, and by clicking on any of these tiles, it opens it out like a book. But I'll come back to the book later. Let's go back to the lobby page. And when you scroll down the lobby page, you will see the different sections of the Ganju. These sections are actually different ways that the more than 1,000 texts of the Ganju have been grouped and categorized. And if you click on it, it opens up the section. And you look at the iconography, they are not just anyhow chosen, randomly chosen. They are selected from the Mongolian Ganju corresponding to the text. There is a number next to each of these icons which indicates the total number of texts that are being translated in this section. So let's go into one of these sections to see. Right on top, you see the completed and upcoming translations. And then after that, you will be able to read all the titles of the text within this section. So this is the first time that all 1,000 titles of the Ganju have been translated into English. So you can have a look at some of these titles. And it is not easy feat because a lot of times looking at these titles, we still have to guess what it means in the text itself. Now, all of these texts are being numbered by what you see here as the Tohoku number, which is a standardized way of labeling these texts, because many of these texts have a similar title, or they have many titles, or the same title but different texts. All the text titles are available in Tibetan, English, and Sanskrit, and various titles below. Here it looks like it's a 1,000 website, but on the back end, it is actually linked to our partner organization, the Tibetan Buddhist Resource Center. That is an example of one of the source texts. So actually all our metadata is linked, and this is very important then because we maintain the link between the source material and the target language. And this sets the basis for us to work on in future as we cross-link with other like Chinese canons or also move into other translations of other languages. So we go back. Now let's have a look at the General Sutra section, which has 44 texts in translation. So at the top, you see the completed translations. Each of these tiles is a completed text with a summary, a short summary of what the text is about. So let's look at one of the texts, the Questions of an Old Lady. It opens up like a book. You click right and left, scroll up and down to read it like a book online. If you wish to read offline, you can download it as PDF and print it out. So we are actually covered, protected under the Creative Commons license, which means anyone is free to use, free to share, free to distribute, but not for commercial purposes, and with proper attribution and without, just randomly changing any parts of the text. This is to protect the integrity of the translation, but basically everything we publish is for free. So you read it, it comes with the summary and introduction. The introduction generally gives a background of the text, but it also tells you whether or not the text exists in many other languages or how many other editions it exists in. So it gives very good information for researchers too. And you read the translation and you see some of these terms. You click on it, it opens up the glossary. So the glossary provides the term in English, Tibetan, Sanskrit, as well as the glossary entry. Now this glossary is actually very useful, not only for Buddhists, but for anyone who's just generally interested. Because once we cross-link all the glossaries in the whole of the Ganju and Tenju, what happens is that you click on one of these terms, and you can actually see how it appears, where it appears, how frequently it appears across the 230,000 pages. And also it helps translation, because the translator's knowledge evolves, and you can see how different terms are translated differently in different contexts. Also, it compiles the key terms, person names, and place names. So for people interested in, let's say, Indian history, you can identify a certain personality who appeared one time in one text, but maybe there are many stories, tons of stories about this king, for example, in another text. Or there are records of events happening in India 2.5 centuries ago. something that we definitely see the potential of it being useful for the entire world as well as for the deepening of knowledge of the information. So with that, I'm going to stop the part on the reading. Let me just continue this and I'll end it shortly. So again, as I mentioned, 84,000 is about preserving ancient wisdom through translation and sharing it, preserving it for the modern world. So the text used to look like that. Now we can print it out as books. And in the past, they used, this is actually a wood carving. They would carve the text naturally inverted on the wood blocks and then put ink on it and print as paper. So that was how it was the technology that was available in the past. And now we have the internet. So with that, I would like to thank everyone for the time.